Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teamed up to take on the Bloodline Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu at the WWE Bad Blood. The babyface duo came out victorious once Jimmy Uso made his long-awaited return and helped them fend off the rest of the heel faction. After everything had settled, The Rock made a surprise comeback in the show's closing moments and stared down Reigns and Rhodes. With Jimmy and the People's Champion back, it looks like we're gearing up for a potential Bloodline civil war at WWE Survivor Series War Games. However, there's one key player still absent from the chaos: Paul Heyman. The Wiseman has been on the sidelines since being carted off in an ambulance after a vicious assault by Sikoa and his ruthless crew. Paul Heyman could bring in real-life Bloodline member and Samoan legend Umaga's son Zilla Fatu as Roman Reigns' new enforcer. Heyman could step into the spotlight with a recognizable figure, as he presents the Samoan legend Umaga's son, Zilla Fatu, to his tribal chief. The up-and-coming Samoan mirrors his legendary father with an uncanny likeness. Heyman, ever the master of persuasion, could position this rising star as the formidable enforcer for Roman Reigns. Zilla has appeared to be open to debuting in WWE and teaming up with his cousins in the ring. Joining forces with Reigns would spice up the Bloodline story. It would elevate the original faction's game and bring a ton of drama and excitement to SmackDown. Heyman could return with Jey Uso and reveal that he has been working behind the scenes to make amends. The Wiseman might come back and reveal that he's been secretly working to get Jey Uso back with his old crew, setting up an emotional reunion to boost their alliance. This would highlight Heyman's commitment and guile, and it would set the stage for an unforgettable moment on WWE SmackDown. It could redefine the very core of what the original Bloodline stood for in WWE. Heyman's clever tactics mixed with the Usos' vibrant spirit would boost Reigns' status as the tribal chief. With Heyman, Reigns, and the Usos coming together once more, fans can anticipate an epic clash where the original Bloodline faces off against the new-look version. Paul Heyman could return as Roman is dejected after The Rock's betrayal. Ever since the Bloodline came together, Heyman has been a major supporter of Roman Reigns, showering him with endless admiration. But when his tribal chief was out of the picture, Heyman had to deal with some tough times, thanks to Solo Sikoa. Heyman seemed pretty worried after WrestleMania XL when Sikoa took over. When he comes back, it could lead to a heartfelt moment with Roman Reigns where he shares everything he's been through. He might show up just when the former undisputed WWE Universal Champion is feeling down after The Rock betrays the former big dog, and Heyman's comeback could provide the game plan needed to tackle the final boss. Paul Heyman, the ultimate strategist and wrestling mastermind, finds himself at a crossroads in the aftermath of Bad Blood. Roman Reigns' dominant reign as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion has led to monumental changes within the Bloodline, with cracks forming and family ties stretched to their limits. While Roman remains the tribal chief, recent events have shown that even he is not immune to betrayal, conflict, and the need for backup. The question looms: could Heyman return to the Bloodline, bringing with him a real-life family member of Roman Reigns as an enforcer? Here are 3 ways Paul Heyman could reunite with the Bloodline, strengthening its ranks with a new powerhouse after Bad Blood. 1. The rise of Jacob Fatu. The untamed Samoan warrior Jacob Fatu, a true member of the Anoa'i family and an independent wrestling sensation, has been creating waves outside of WWE. His undeniable in-ring presence and relentless, untamed style make him a perfect candidate for Heyman to bring into the Bloodline. After Roman Reigns was blindsided by Jey Uso's betrayal at Bad Blood, Reigns finds himself more vulnerable than ever. Enter Paul Heyman, returning with Jacob Fatu in tow to re-establish dominance. Heyman's pitch to Roman is simple: Jacob Fatu, the untamed Samoan beast, will be Reigns' new enforcer, ensuring that the Bloodline's internal disputes and external threats are silenced for good. In an emotional backstage segment, Heyman acknowledges the chaos that has unfolded within the Bloodline. He states that while Roman is still the tribal chief, even a king needs an indomitable protector to defend the throne. Jacob Fatu, with his brutal strength and familial loyalty, becomes that protector. As a storyline, this would work perfectly for WWE. Fatu's arrival could be teased for weeks with cryptic vignettes, showcasing his wild, savage nature, something that contrasts with Roman's more calculating demeanor. At a SmackDown episode, Heyman returns to a thunderous ovation, setting the stage for the reunion. He explains that, after Bad Blood, he left to find someone who could help the tribal chief maintain his rule without question. The camera pans to Jacob Fatu standing menacingly beside Heyman, sending chills through the audience. The next few weeks would see Fatu crushing anyone in his path, cementing himself as a feared enforcer. His allegiance to Roman, however, would remain ambiguous, hinting at possible internal conflict as the bloodline struggles to maintain order. Does Jacob have his own ambitions? Can Roman truly trust him? These questions would add intrigue, but one thing would be clear: with Fatu by his side, Roman's enemies would think twice before challenging him. 2. The return of Rikishi, a father's last stand. Another fascinating route Paul Heyman could take involves the return of WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi, Roman Reigns' uncle and the father of the Usos. Bad Blood saw Jey Uso's shocking betrayal of Roman, severing the family ties that once made the bloodline so strong. However, Rikishi, being a patriarch of the Anoa'i family, could return at Heyman's behest to restore order and prevent the family from imploding further. The storyline would see Heyman attempting to mend the broken relationships within the bloodline by convincing Rikishi to come back, not just as a father figure, but as Roman's enforcer. Rikishi, being the legend he is, could address the turmoil his sons have caused, with Heyman positioning him as a man who understands both the legacy of the bloodline and the need for loyalty. In a deeply personal promo, Rikishi confronts Roman. He acknowledges Roman's rise to greatness but also points out that family should never be discarded for ambition. Rikishi sides with Roman in a reluctant alliance, not because he fully agrees with the tribal chief's ruthless methods, but because he knows the family legacy is bigger than any one member's ego. As an enforcer, Rikishi's experience and respect within the WWE universe would make him a perfect stabilizing force for the fractured bloodline. Heyman's role would be vital here, as he navigates the emotional tension between Rikishi and Roman and potentially plants seeds for future conflict. Rikishi, while serving as Roman's protector, could slowly begin to challenge Roman's authority, leading to explosive family drama further down the road. 3. Solo Sikoa's redemption. Heyman's final gamble. Solo Sikoa, the youngest member of the Anoa'i family, has already been part of the bloodline, but after Bad Blood, his position is uncertain. His loyalty to Roman was once unwavering, but with the increasing turmoil within the family, Solo has been sidelined, unsure of where he stands. This is where Paul Heyman steps in. After disappearing from WWE following Bad Blood, Heyman returns to SmackDown, addressing the chaos that has consumed the bloodline. In a heartfelt segment, he speaks about the years he has spent building Roman into the most dominant champion in WWE history. He acknowledges that the tribal chief is more isolated than ever, especially with Jey's betrayal and Solo's seeming disinterest in continuing the family feud. However, Heyman's solution is not to look outside the family but to reignite Solo's fire. In a dramatic locker room confrontation, Heyman approaches Solo, reminding him of his duty to both Roman and their family's legacy. Solo, torn between his personal ambitions and his loyalty to Roman, finds himself at a crossroads. Heyman offers him redemption, not just for Roman's sake, but for Solo's own legacy within the bloodline. Solo agrees to return as Roman's enforcer, but this time, he's not just the silent powerhouse he once was. Under Heyman's guidance, Solo begins to develop his own voice, becoming a more dangerous and calculating force within WWE. Roman, though initially suspicious of Solo's return, begins to trust him again, believing that Heyman's influence has brought back his once loyal cousin. But there's a twist: Heyman has always been a master manipulator. Is he truly loyal to Roman, or is he secretly grooming Solo to become the next tribal chief? This dynamic would add layers of intrigue to the bloodline, with Solo's growing influence posing a potential threat to Roman's reign. Conclusion: Paul Heyman's return to the bloodline, accompanied by a real-life family member as Roman Reigns' enforcer, could take WWE's most compelling faction in thrilling new directions. Whether it's the wild and brutal Jacob Fatu, the legendary Rikishi, or the redemption of Solo Sikoa, each scenario presents an opportunity for WWE to explore the complex dynamics of loyalty, family, and power. Heyman's ability to reunite with the bloodline after Bad Blood would once again prove why he is the most brilliant mind in the wrestling business, capable of reshaping WWE's landscape with a single move.